guys. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this kind of crazy time that's been happening recently. Truly, it just means a lot to have a support system right now. I wanted to do an update again today. I've been mostly just focusing on getting logistics figured out for this move. Probably going to be happening in the next few days. It's kind of hard to say though, because my work is I'm still waiting on my work to give me clearance to leave sooner rather than later. So it might be in a few days, it might be the end of the week. Hopefully I should know by today or tomorrow. But yeah, basically, that's happening. I've not been sleeping the greatest recently, so I'm really trying to see if I can fix my sleep habits a little bit in the next few days, because I think it's been kind of making my anxiety a little bit higher. But obviously that's, it's a little hard for that not to happen when you have all these different things changing in your life at once. But, I think I've kind of come to a place of a little bit more acceptance over the whole thing. And I've also realized that sometimes multiple things can be true at once, and sometimes things don't always make perfect sense. And, I think that earlier when this started happening, I was kind of in a place where I was trying to justify everything that had happened and figure out why did this happen to my relationship? Why did all of this happen to me right now? And I think it can be really easy to get caught up in that cycle of just feeling like the world has wronged you and all this stuff. But sometimes, something can happen where that it makes sense for this to happen. It didn't happen in the way that you want it to, and that's kind of where I'm at. I think in a strange way, it made sense for us to separate right now, because she needs to figure some things out for herself, and that actually was kind of starting to become clear to me a little while ago, because we had a few conversations about it, but I didn't think that this was gonna be the end result. But I think that it's one of those things where sometimes the best way that you can show someone you care about them is to let them go if that's what they feel they need to do. So that's what's going on here, and I need to I just kind of want to take this time to focus on myself and my own personal growth. Really not that interested in another relationship anytime soon. I'm not gonna close the door on that forever or anything like that. I don't think anybody intentionally closes the door forever, but I think I am in a place though where I've been through so much recently that I don't really want to open. I'm just not really ready to open that door yet. And I kind of feel like this could be a good opportunity for me to figure out my wants and needs a little bit more, and figure out what I'm looking for in terms of my career and where I want to live. And it's when you've been in a relationship for 8 years, it's kind of you start operating it as a unit and making decisions, not just based on your own needs, but also trying to meet the needs of another person too. And sometimes that can be hard or even impossible when you're trying to go in many different directions, or if one person is unsure of what direction they're about to take. So it's kind of complicated because, yeah, the timing of it sucked, but like logistically it kind of makes sense. It was even something we discussed and I had asked about in the past, like if it seemed like it was the best path forward. You know, it's hard to talk to like my family about it because obviously, you know, your family and even your close friends sometimes they're only seeing it through like a very narrow window of like, oh, this person like hurt my son, or this person hurt my best friend, and sometimes they'll start to paint this very negative picture of your relationship that may not even be accurate at all, or it may be a highly exaggerated version of the truth. And I think that's kind of been a little hard, just talking to people that I'm close with. Some people have been really just neutral, and that's kind of what I need right now. Like I'm not the type of person where I really like to just talk about all the things that, you know, didn't go right on the other person's end. And there's certainly some things that I need to work on, not just like in my career, but also within myself too. I think some of you mentioned this in the comments, but yeah, finding like my own inner peace, like when I'm by myself, I haven't really had in a long time. So I think that might be good for me to kind of recenter myself and ground myself again. It's obviously just been hard, like having to uproot my life and move and everything, but sometimes these things happen though, and we don't know why, but there may be a better purpose or a better reason why this has happened on the other side. So but right now I'm really just trying to take better care of myself, because the past few days, it's not like I've been going out and drinking or anything like that, but I've not been eating the healthiest and I've not been sleeping too great. So I'm actually going to get like a healthy grain bowl right now, with some added protein and stuff. So I'm just trying to take care of myself during this time, even though every ounce of me is kind of like just not wanting to do that. I think I need to focus on my health and well-being first. And I think I saw a video talking about this because I was kind of like going on a binge of watching like videos about when this stuff happens, which I guess like naturally you kind of do when something unpredictable happens in life. You kind of want to see like other people's experiences and know if what you're experiencing is similar, and it's almost like you're searching for answers, but sometimes there are no answers, you know. Or there's not, like what I was trying to do, I think at the beginning, is like explain like everything of like, oh, maybe this is like why this happened, but like I was saying earlier, sometimes there is no reason. There is no one reason. It could be that many different things are true at the same time. Like maybe I did some things that were not great. Maybe it was bad timing. Maybe she did some things that were not great. It doesn't really matter, but what matters is that it happened, and obviously there was some level of need for this to happen, because we were together for 8 years, and for those circumstances to occur, you know, like there had to have been some level of things not functioning properly. And you know, what I can do, or what I have the power to do on my or just for myself, is to work on what I think maybe I could improve on for future relationships, and just for myself, like, you know, for communication. And there's no reason for me to feel like this is the end, or that this is gonna stop life from moving forward. And in fact, there may and probably are some great opportunities ahead. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. Still been doing pretty well with my avoidance of the addiction behaviors. I haven't really been on social media much at all. I've actually been actively avoiding it during this time, and I think that's been really helpful. Been spending a lot more time connecting with friends and trying to get work done when I can, but I'm kind of like trying to give myself a little bit of grace right now, although I do have some stuff coming up that I really do need to try to finish up. But it's gonna work out. Things are gonna get better, but it's definitely been a little bit of a dark time recently, but I'm kind of glad that I have allowed myself to feel these things instead of just numbing them, because I feel like I've actually already started to process a lot of it, because I didn't just like go into this state of like, oh, I'm just gonna like drink until I feel better. I didn't do any of that. I just literally let myself feel it, and there were some days that were very painful, but then there were also some days where I felt kind of like I was starting to get better. It's really been all over the place, but that's life, you know. This is what happens sometimes, you know. Things don't always go according to what we plan in our heads, even if that's like everything like we've set up so far in our life is like going in one direction. You don't ever have any guarantee that it's going to keep going in that direction. So you have to be, I don't want to say like you should always be ready for this to happen, because I don't think that's a good thing either, but I do think that you have to be resilient, and you have to be willing to try to overcome even the toughest obstacles sometimes. But yeah, I've been clean for about getting close to a month now. So that feels pretty good. It's probably the longest that it's been in a while, and I really have no desire to change any of that. Right now I just feel like it's helping me to not do that stuff. It feels like I'm more grounded in my approach and my thinking because I'm not engaging in that stuff. And I think that there's some level of when you resist things like this, it makes you stronger in other ways. Like, because I'm resisting this, I resist the urge to overly explain my feelings or overly, you know, like I don't send text messages to her explaining how I'm feeling about everything. You know, at some point, if that ever opens up to a conversation, I would definitely have the conversation. But I think right now she's asked me for this space, so I'm giving it to her, you know. But anyways, peace out, guys. Have a good rest of your day.